good, G-Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, check out the playlist on top of my videos, and the folders makes the video you're looking for a lot easier. Whether it's just reactions, the G-series, all that good stuff, then the folders. Don't forget to check out my second channel, Menace Society, M.O.D, where we talk about stuff outside of the streets. Well, happy Thanksgiving. I want to wish all of you guys, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys spend it well with your loved ones. I want to give thanks to all of you guys for supporting my channel, the message, and sticking with me and making the channel crack. You know what I mean? I appreciate, all your guys' support, and we truly mean that. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was the Turkey Bowl. Now, we're not here to break down, Thanksgiving, the real meaning behind it, and what it is and stuff like that. We know what it is. We know what it, what's up and stuff like that. We completely understand that. I'll probably make a separate video, discussing all that. But we're here to talk about the Turkey Bowl. Varrio Turkey Bowl. What is the Varrio Turkey Bowl? The Varrio Turkey Bowl, for those who don't know, is back in the days, like in the 80s, 70s, 80s. A lot of these barrios, a lot of these gangs started off as football teams, right? So you had a lot of football teams that, transitioned into becoming gangs, whatever. But, there was a thing called the Turkey Bowl that would happen on Thanksgiving Day. You would have the barrio, gangs playing other gangs in football games. And sometimes you play your own barrio. Sometimes it's just your own neighborhood. Sometimes you play the people that are not gang related but that live in your area. You play against them. So it's the gang members versus just the regular people. I know that people like in the project barrios would do that. You would have the gang that's in the project play the residents of the projects. And then you would have barrios that would play against other barrios. And sometimes these barrios had beef. It was beef, bro. Like, the barrios didn't get along with each other, right? But for Thanksgiving Day, they put their their beefs to the side and handle it on the football field. In a game of football, bro. And yeah, sometimes, at the end of the game, you would throw putazos, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, shit would get heated and escalate. But 9 times out of 10, it was a cool traditional game, bro. You would just play football and handle it on the football field. You know what I mean? You would play other neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Those who come from this lifestyle in the barrio world know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And they were called the Turkey Bowls. Just having a bunch of youths just go out there and play their hearts out. You know what I mean? In a old fashioned ghetto football. You know what I mean? Tackle or flag. Mostly it was tackle. You know what I mean? But I have been told that other people also do it in flag. And that would go down on Thanksgiving. Like it would go down on Thanksgiving Day. Like it would happen like during the morning or the afternoon, I guess you could say, and then, you guys go your separate ways, and then the warfare continues some other day, you know what I mean? But those were called the Turkey Bowls, right? And a lot of barrios did it, you know what I mean? Because like I said, a lot of these gangs used to be football teams before they were actual barrios that were, out there doing their thing. Because you already know how it goes, with these youths, one supervised right there, and it's a group of individuals. You play another team, and then, like I said, the fights escalate, and then next, the two football teams end up having beef, and then, they start beefing with other teams, and then pretty soon they just forget about the whole football thing, and it's just like, it's, gangbanging, pretty much. But in the beginning, it was, a game of football. It was what brought these kids together for the love of the game, because, football, it's a sport that a lot of people like watching, it's a gladiator sport, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's like physical, combat kind of, you know what I mean? It's like, that whole manly sport type shit, you want to prove, how tough you are. So, you got to be a pretty tough person to play football, you know what I mean? Because, it goes down in the football field. You know what I mean? But yeah, you would have a lot of these teams playing against each other and handily, like I said, even barrios that, beef it with each other. Not all the neighborhoods would do that. Some would just do it with their own neighborhood or maybe another neighborhood that they're cool with. or like I said, the people in the whatever. But you would get some games where it was rivals, like it was legitimately rivals versus rivals, and they would put their differences aside just to play a game of football. You get what I mean? Because like I said, it all people could say, well, how's that possible? It always comes down to respect, bro. You know what I mean? For the respect and the love that these individuals share for this game, that they'll just put their differences aside for this one day or whatever, and try to settle it and prove themselves on the field. You know what I mean? In a legit game of football. And I know for a while they haven't existed. That was something that was back in the days. That they would do. These neighborhoods. Would do the Turkey Bowl. They were fun. You know what I mean? They were cool. But like I said, with time going by, you hardly see these kids, wanting to go outside and actually do anything. They just want to be on devices and social media, you know what I mean? Instead of, really out there playing and experiencing life like how we did, building, friendships and, chemistry and stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it did come with a lot of flaws, like I said, but overall, it was legit, and those were the ghetto turkey bowls, the ghetto football games, the ghetto turkey bowls. And man, like I said, they were fun, and it would always happen on Thanksgiving or things, at least if not the day before Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? But normally it always happened Thanksgiving morning. It's when they would occur. For those who come from this lifestyle, they know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that they remember the Turkey Bowl events that would go down. It not only like throughout everywhere, like throughout a bunch of different like places, like you would have Turkey Bowls. You would get them through the projects. You would get them in cities versus cities, streets versus streets. You would get a lot of games, a lot of activities by individuals. That would just handle it on the football field instead of like. Picking up guns or, it turning deadly and whatever, you settle it in a game of, in sports. But like I said, that was back then. I mean, stuff like that is rare now. You don't see people put their differences aside. But, people had that respect though, Yeah, I just wanted to, bring up some, old school, for those who don't know, old school things that used to go down in the neighborhoods, like for example for Thanksgiving, and something that was getting mentioned in my comments right before I even made this video. I was getting told like, hey, did I hear what happened with the almighty suspect and the white kid, and No Jumper? I seen the clips, I don't watch No Jumper, but I seen the clips that people upload and they send me, they send me the link or whatever. I scoped it out. It was a short little thing where I guess the guy, he takes off on him, right? So I'll give a little small, my opinion on it. Now, I did see the video. Now, what's my opinion on him taking flight on him on No Jumper? My opinion is that, it's Adam's show. Adam needs to provide safety to his people that he brings on there, right? If he's inviting people, he has to guarantee their safety, because it's your podcast. I mean, you're supposed to be a professional and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And if you can't guarantee the safety of your guest, I mean, then, what you doing? But there's a but that the white kid or whatever. I don't even know who he is, bro. As a matter of fact, I don't even know. The guy that took off on him, I don't even know who he is either. I'm just being 100, bro. I don't know who none of these guys are. But anywho, so the guy that takes off on him, the white kid, he called them the B word, right? He said, who you calling a B? And he said, I'm calling you a B. So that's twice. In this world, you better watch what you say. And if you say something, you better be ready to back up your words or whatever, because people are not gonna wait till after the show's over or let me pull you to the side and talk it out. There's people that will handle business on this. There's people that are about their business, my boy. They'll handle their business on the spot. Fuck, the professionalism, the job, whatever. There's people that don't care and they'll handle it on the spot. Whether they're right or wrong is irrelevant. if you disrespect another person and insult them and call them out of name and stuff twice and expect nothing to happen to you, you a damn fool. If you're gonna come at somebody with that energy, you better be ready to get that energy back and be ready to handle your business and shit like that. Because you can't be disrespecting another man like that. Because maybe you would have handled the situation different, but not everyone's gonna handle the situation like how you're gonna handle it. Some people are gonna take it to that level. So that guy made the mistake by ever calling him the B word twice. Not about him getting socked up and everything like that. Nah, he shouldn't have disrespected him like that, bro. You know what I mean? If he wants to be acting gangster and tough and you know, loud mouthing and everything like that, then he's got to be ready to deal with what comes with that. In this world, you have freedom of speech. You have the right to say whatever you want. Very true. But they also have the right to whoop your ass if they feel disrespected. So although you do have the right to say whatever you want, watch what you say. You know what I mean? Because there's repercussions for that. You know what I mean? Talk to people how you would want to be talked to. If you wouldn't want no one calling you a B twice, you know what I mean? Then don't call somebody the B word. You know what I mean? And expect it to be all cool, because it's not. But that's just my overall opinion. Shadow, we up.